Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Gregory Bombard? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. On February 9, 2018, at about 12:15 p.m., Gregory Bombard was driving a Mazda SUV south on North Main Street in St. Albans, Vermont. A Vermont State Police trooper named Jay Riggin was driving north at the same time. As the trooper passed Gregory's vehicle, he thought that Gregory extended his middle finger and directed this gesture at him. The trooper was insulted by this alleged activity, turned his police vehicle around, and pulled Gregory over just past the intersection of North Main Street and Lower Newton Road. The trooper approached the driver's side of Gregory's vehicle and told him, quote, "It looked like you flipped me off when you were going by there," unquote. Gregory denied offering the trooper the middle finger. He suggested that the trooper must really be sensitive to people flipping him off. In response, the trooper claimed that he was not an overly sensitive person. This was the first time in 12 years he had stopped somebody for flipping him off. The trooper said, quote, "I don't like that insinuation," unquote. In an apparent attempt to justify the traffic stop, the trooper claimed that he wanted to make sure Gregory was all right because the alleged gesture was unusual behavior. He suggested that if somebody wanted to get the attention of a trooper, they might deploy the middle finger. The trooper appeared to be desperate to get Gregory to agree with this assertion. Gregory asked the trooper what the crime would be if someone did flip off a police officer. The trooper once again talked about how the gesture could signal that somebody needed assistance or wanted to have a conversation. This response was evasive and did not answer the question. Gregory informed the trooper that he would be filing a complaint against him. The trooper said that Gregory was welcome to file a complaint and acknowledged that the bird-flipping behavior could be considered covered under freedom of expression. However, he believed it was so unusual that it could require intervention. At this point, Gregory tried to argue with the trooper a bit, but the trooper said, "Have a good day," and returned to his police vehicle. As Gregory was pulling away, he displayed his middle finger to the trooper and said something like, "blank hole and blank you." The trooper wasn't too happy about this and initiated a second traffic stop. Gregory pulled over after turning left onto Brainerd Street. The trooper approached the driver's side of Gregory's vehicle and told Gregory, quote, "Now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car," unquote. When Gregory questioned how this behavior was disorderly conduct, the trooper explained that it was because the expressions occurred in front of a group of people. Gregory exited his vehicle and the trooper placed him under arrest. The trooper berated Gregory and talked about how the behavior was, quote, "disorderly conduct 101, unquote. He also told Gregory that he now believed that Gregory had flipped him the bird the first time as well. The trooper was confident that he was right the entire time. The trooper had Gregory's SUV towed because it was parked in front of a no parking sign. After being held in custody for over an hour, Gregory was given a citation to appear in court and was released. The trooper distributed information about the arrest, including a mugshot of Gregory, to a number of media outlets. The Franklin County State's Attorney charged Gregory with one count of disorderly conduct. In November of 2018, Gregory was charged with a second count of disorderly conduct, allegedly for obstructing vehicular traffic. The next month, this count was dismissed. In January of 2019, the first count of disorderly conduct was dismissed as well, which meant that Gregory was not convicted of any offense in connection with the traffic stop. Gregory Bombard filed a lawsuit against the state of Vermont and against Trooper Jay Riggin. The lawsuit asserted that the trooper's behavior constituted a false arrest and retaliation. Gregory never committed any crime, and the trooper had no reason to believe he had committed a crime. Displaying one's middle finger and using expletives are protected behaviors under the First Amendment. They represent freedom of expression and can legally be directed at police officers. At the time making this video, Gregory's lawsuit is pending. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. There is no question that displaying one's middle finger and using expletives are protected behaviors under the First Amendment, even when directed toward police officers. This has been established for quite some time. It's not clear how a police officer would not know this, especially one who had been an officer for several years, like Trooper Riggin. Item number 2. I find it interesting that the trooper initially appeared to be acting on the idea that he was insulted by the alleged gesture. His basis for the traffic stop was being offended. He was playing the victim right away. The trooper then pivoted to the idea that he was trying to be helpful, like Gregory could have been in distress and trying to get the trooper's attention. Is this typically how people signal a passing police officer for help? Rather than wave, they offer the one-finger salute? Sadly, based on how this trooper reacted, maybe he has a point. Troopers are so sensitive that flipping them the bird might be the best way to get their attention. In addition, they might react with more enthusiasm. After Gregory extended his middle finger and used expletives, the trooper came up with another reason to pull him over. Now he implied that he was protecting citizens from this horrible, disorderly conduct. The trooper tried to justify the charge by saying that Gregory's expressions occurred in front of about 100 people who were on the street. I'd be very surprised if there were 100 people on the street when Gregory pulled away from the trooper. Furthermore, it doesn't matter how many people there were, Gregory's actions were still covered under freedom of expression. Item number 3. Trooper Riggin should not have made the first traffic stop, the second traffic stop, or placed Gregory under arrest. After making these 3 mistakes, the trooper decided that he wanted to punish Gregory even more. He had his vehicle towed and released his mugshot to the media. It was almost like the trooper had no idea that he was in the wrong. He really believed that the public was going to side with him. This indicates a profound lack of insight and terrible judgment. It's hard to imagine how this trooper functioned as a police officer. I guess the trooper could argue he's just not that good at communication, but this presents another problem. The Vermont State Police made a social media post in 2019, which indicated that the trooper taught communications at a community college and even won a Teaching Excellence Award. Some of the students in his class may want to consider asking for a refund. Item number 4. Gregory denied extending his middle finger at the trooper on the first occasion, although clearly he did it on the second occasion. The trooper believed that Gregory had unfurled the solo symphony on both occasions. In my opinion, it is reasonable to believe this is true. After Gregory was pulled over the first time, he asked the trooper how it was a crime to extend one's middle finger. It seems strange that Gregory would ask this question if he never launched the Lone Falcon in the first place. Item number 5. Even though I believe the trooper was at fault in this case, Gregory didn't help himself through his argumentative behavior. It's never a good idea to talk to the police. This includes asking questions, pointing out shortcomings, and using expletives. If he wanted to file a complaint, that's fine, but talking to the trooper did not enhance his argument. It only made Gregory look like he wanted to be involved in a confrontation. Now moving to my final item, number 6. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Despite his statement to the contrary, Trooper Riggin was overly sensitive. In addition, he was dominant and fearless. He patrolled the mean streets of St. Albans with a vengeance, looking for any excuse to assert his authority. Gregory raised the rogue digit to the trooper as they passed each other, or he did something that simulated that behavior. The trooper felt as though this behavior was insulting and ridiculous. He also interpreted it as a challenge to his authority. How dare someone position one finger in an extended position while the other fingers remain down? The trooper was eager to confront Gregory and force him to back down. This was really about asserting dominance and getting revenge for the alleged insult. During the first traffic stop, Gregory did not submit the way the trooper had expected. Instead, he argued with him and said he would file a complaint. The trooper was now even angrier and was more desperate to get his vengeance. When Gregory used expletives and deployed the defiant digit, this gave the trooper the excuse he was looking for. He pulled Gregory over and arrested him. He then doubled down by having Gregory's vehicle towed and releasing the mugshot to the media. The trooper was determined to dominate and humiliate Gregory, but then came the lawsuit. Police officers frequently engage in behavior that could lead to a lawsuit, but citizens rarely file a lawsuit due to a variety of factors, including the cost of legal representation. Trooper Riggins' unlawful behavior had been exposed. Now everyone would know that he violated Gregory's rights. Even so, the trooper will probably escape any meaningful consequences. He unlawfully and maliciously detained a person to satisfy his own self-centeredness, grandiosity, and insecurity, but will never be charged with kidnapping or any crime. The trooper is going to walk away free as a bird and free to harass those who flip the bird. When he's on patrol, the public will perpetually panic, pondering that promoting the proud pigeon will possibly pave passage to prison. Those are my thoughts in the case of Gregory Bombard. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.